Merhaba arkadaşlar. Good evening once more. You're joining us today one more time on our live stream program for the orientation for Istanbul Gelişim University. Wherever you are this evening, stay with us. This is something special as we intend to bring two of our highly esteemed professors from two different faculties. With us this evening is an assistant professor from the Faculty of Business and Economics, precisely the Department of Political Science, a political analyst, Assistant Professor Dr. Keisuke Zaka, joining us this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. And also a trained engineer from the Faculty of Engineering. We have this evening with us an Associate Professor, Professor Ahmad Suleiman. Thanks so much for joining us. As usual, I have my uncle man, my friend, my very good buddy. He's with us this evening, Umutcan. He's going to take over from this point.
Thank you so much, Professor Victor. So I would also like to welcome each of you. As you know, our Instagram live stream is up to 55 minutes, and it's really difficult to explain Istanbul Gelişim University in a widely manner. Therefore, we will try to give a very important points and very significant details of Istanbul Gelişim University to our audiences and our prospective students. In the meantime, I have an announcement for our prospective students that you can see our WhatsApp number on the bottom of your screen, which is 0531 088 2297. So if you have any question regarding the departments today that we have, please ask your question through our WhatsApp number so our professors could answer to your questions. Welcome again, Professor. So I would like to start the session by asking Professor Ahmed to introduce himself. Welcome, Professor.
Welcome. My name is Dr. Ahmed Suleiman. I am Assistant Professor in Electrical and Electronic Department, Faculty of Engineering, Istanbul Gelişim University. I work for teaching students, undergraduate and graduate students in master and PhD degrees. I also conduct research in the university. I used to work as a researcher in research facility and as a lecturer for more than 20 years before. I have my PhD from United Kingdom in 2013, and I conduct my research in the field of communication, channel estimation and equalization, Internet of Things, and wireless sensor network. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Ahmed. So our next guest speaker is Professor Keisuke from International Relations Department. Professor, welcome again. Can you please briefly introduce yourself and give some information about your past experiences?
Good evening. At first, I thank you for giving a chance to introduce our department. My name is Keisuke Wakizaka. I'm originally from Japan. I've been working for the Department of Political Science and International Relations since last year. And I graduated from bachelor's course from Tohoku Gakuin University in Japan. Later, I completed master's education in the Department of Political Science and International Relations in Yildiz Technical University in Istanbul. After that, I graduated from the Department of Area Studies of the Middle East Technical University in Turkey. My research areas are Caucasus Studies, Diaspora Studies, Turkish-Armenian relations, nationalism, ethnicity, and the issue of de facto states. And now I give lessons such as Introduction to Political Science, Central Asia and the Caucasus in world politics, both in Turkish and English. And I gave the lesson of theories of nationalism in master's program.
Thank you, Professor. As far as I know, you are in Turkey for more than 5 years, right? Because you already did your master's degree program and your PhD in Turkey. And how did you find Istanbul Gelişim University?
While I was in PhD program, I read several articles about area studies such as Middle East, Far East, Balkans, and so on. And these articles quality was very high, and the authors of these articles was working in Istanbul Gelişim University, and I realized that Istanbul Gelişim University gave a great importance on area studies, and alhamdulillah, last year I also begin to work for our department, and I'm making efforts to developing researches Caucasus, especially South Caucasus.
Thank you. That's a great opportunity for our university as well. Thank you so much. Thank you for the valuable information. So I will continue the session by asking a question like a prospective student. So in a view of prospective student, I will ask my question like this. As you know, there are many universities in Turkey, especially in Istanbul. There are many governmental and private universities. So as a prospective student, why should I choose Istanbul Gelişim University? If we start with Professor Ahmed again.
Okay, so when you are searching for a university to conduct your study, you are searching for good infrastructure, good professor, and good lifestyle. So you wouldn't study all the time. You need your own time.
Yeah.
So first of all, studying in Istanbul is very interesting, as it is one of the most famous tourist destinations for all over the world. And when you are searching for a university to conduct your bachelor degree, you will find Istanbul Gelişim is very attractive university, as you will find very carefully chosen professors in this university. As for me myself to come here to the university, I have gone through more than 5 interviews and asking for how many research I have done, what is my previous teaching,
so
and
it was
how
a really difficult
yes,
stage.
it's really a difficult stage, which means that they are not getting any professors. They are picking the best professors to conduct the education process. And on the other hand, they are really invest a lot of money in labs, laboratories, in facilities, computer labs, even the cameras and the safety inside the campus. So I think Gelişim University is one of the best universities you can conduct your bachelor degree in, or master or PhD degree.
Thank you so much, Professor Ahmed. I will ask the same question from Professor Keisuke. Professor, why should I choose Istanbul Gelişim University?
At first, I have to say that Istanbul Gelişim University is very successful in the topic of internationalization process. Especially 2 years ago, this International Student Office was established in Istanbul Gelişim University.
In 2018, right?
And many academicians from foreign states began to come here. Therefore, the number of foreign academicians and students skyrocketed in 2 years. And institutions in Istanbul Gelişim University, such as International Students Office, Erasmus Office, our department, and so on, provides many various capacities and supports international academicians and students in a various way. Therefore, international academicians and students can feel themselves more comfortable in our university.
Thank you so much, Professor.
Thank you so much, dear viewers. Just stick with us. You can see our valuable professors with a huge reserve of experience. I'm going to stick to Professor Keisuke. What's been the experience like in terms of can you shed more light about the Department of Political Science of Istanbul Gelişim University? What's the peculiarity? What's unique about Political Science Department in which you're a faculty member?
At first, I have to explain what political science and international relations today. Political science focuses on understanding political phenomena, relations between them. Political scientists are mainly interested in the topic related to power. They focus on the process of political decision, the role of social groups in power relations, political participations, political changes, and so on. On the other hand, international relations mainly focus on interaction between states or non-state actors. Today, states and non-state actors are influenced by the development of world politics to an important degree. Therefore, in order to understand power relations in a state, we need to see also interactions between the state and foreign states and non-state actors. In our Department of Political Science and International Relations, we have lessons of history of diplomacy, international theories, political thoughts, international law, international security, Turkish foreign policy, and so on. Besides, as I explained before, our department gives great importance of interdisciplinary area studies such as Caucasus studies, study on Balkans, Far East studies, Russian studies, and so on.
We have already organized a Middle East symposium as well, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. We're going to ask the same question to our engineer professor. What's the uniqueness about electronics and electrical engineering? Why electrical? Why electronics engineering? Why not another branch of engineering? What's the uniqueness about that in the context of Istanbul Gelişim University as a package?
So when we are speaking about engineering, it's really abroad. You will find engineering in everything. Civil engineering, architectural engineering, biomedical engineering, even computer engineering. But when we are speaking about electrical and electronic engineering, it is a really special field to study in. So you will find us in every aspect of your life, in medical, in computer, even in control. When you look at any device in your home, you will find electrical and electronic engineering. And especially for Istanbul Gelişim, I think we are the most beneficial of finding that our curriculum is really up-to-date one, which is amazing. Because you will find the same department in many other universities, but not like our curriculum. Our curriculum is really up to date with the demand for the outward employment needs. So when you are graduated from our university, you are up to date with every aspect of knowledge to find the best job you can find. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, professors, for the valuable information. So I will ask the question again in a specific part. So again, as you know, we have more than 70 undergraduate programs, and we have more than 60 associate degree programs, as well as we have master and PhD programs. And also, meanwhile, the departments are mostly 60 of our departments are accredited internationally by ACAS, AHPGC, ABET, and Pearson. So this is very important information for our prospective students, and Istanbul Gelişim University right now has the most accredited program in Turkey. So I will go a little deep for the same question. Let's start from again electric and electronic department. So as a prospective student, why I have to choose this department? Because there are many other departments. So what is the benefits and how you describe this major for the students?
So electric and electronic engineering, it's a broad major. You will study communication, network communication, mobile communication. You will study manufacturing of integrated circuits. You will study control and the microcontrollers and microprocessors. You will study also 1 or 2 courses in programming, so you will have knowledge of programming. And with this broad knowledge you are collecting through years in the department, you can engage in, let's say, hundreds of jobs all around the world. It's something like international need all of the world. So when you are searching now, open any job website and search for electronic engineers, you will find hundreds of companies asking for electronic engineering engineer, because as I told you, it is a broad field, and while you are in this interactive journey through your study, 4 years of study, you will study many fields and you will be expert in many fields. Moreover, in our department, we have the latest labs in all over the world. You will find FPGA labs, integrated circuit labs, and microcontroller labs, which is, I don't think it is all packaged in one university all over the world. I think we are have the best infrastructure for getting the best electrical engineering.
Thank you so much, Professor Ahmed. Professor Keisuke, so as you gave information about your department, you described the department. So in here, I would ask the same question from you. Can you deeply, specifically give more information about the department and why the students should choose not other departments but your department?
As I explained before, political science and international relations are interdisciplinary studies. That is to say, it is impossible for us to understand political science without studying international relations and vice versa. That is to say, in order to understand international relations and political science, we need not only knowledge of international and political science theories, but also those of economy, sociology, anthropology, psychology, communication among people.
So there is interaction between your department and other departments as well. You are emphasizing these details, I think, for our prospective students.
Yes, especially we have various programs of area studies. Area study is established in order to researching a certain region from various disciplines. Therefore, our departments provide lessons about economy, sociology, psychology, communications, as well as political science and international relations. And students in our department can take lessons of for various foreign languages such as Russian, French, Arabic, Chinese, Spanish, and even Japanese.
And Political Science and International Relations Department is accredited by ACOAS, which is internationally accredited. So after students graduate from this department, their diploma will be acceptable in other countries as well, because it will be with the standard of European countries.
Furthermore, I think probably you want to buttress more before I proceed on this part. I think you should proceed, right?
You can with the during the pandemic period.
Dear viewers, we want to step up the questions to our esteemed professors. I'm going to be going back to Professor Ahmad. We know the world has gone through a lot of tumults, a lot of ups and downs. It's not been a roller coaster all this while. We've had the Great Depression, we had the global crisis. More recently, we had the global pandemic. It changed our lives. Yeah. Still, we didn't recover from the global issues yet, the global pandemic challenge. How has this affected you as a professor, as a faculty member in a university? How has it affected your research as a professor? And how has this affected you and your students in terms of teaching methodology? Could you shed more light to our prospective students and our lovely audience?
So, during the pandemic, I think Istanbul Gelişim, sorry for that to be a top fan for Istanbul Gelişim, but I think our university deals with this problem very good. They start from the next week, from the second week of this pandemic, to prepare a very good online platform to conduct all the activities of the university, from preparing lessons, online meetings with students, online lessons, quizzes, exams, documentation, even how to upload their homework and how to mark their homework. And we start, it really was hard in the beginning to adapt yourself, how to, especially for engineering, as it is a practical faculty.
Course, yes.
So how to adapt yourself and start to make something like labs. So I was teaching image processing lab. So it is so hard to teach students while you are not in front of them how to deal with this. But with the support of the university and the patience of students, we start to manage from, I think, 2 or 3 weeks more. We start to be comfortable with online learning, and we start to go through this pandemic, especially with the support of the university, with the online framework they give us. It facilitates the problem for us.
So in a nutshell, you are telling that, you're actually highlighting that given any challenges in the future, Istanbul Gelişim University always ready for it.
Yeah, we are ready for it.
I will just say more as a faculty member in the Faculty of Business and Economics with Professor Keisuke. The university braced up immediately within a week. Within a week, we switched to the LMS system, and learning kicked on immediately, and there was no loss of time. Students at the comfort, at the convenience of their homes, they enjoyed learning. So learning has transcended beyond teacher, student, face-to-face, beyond e-learning. Like Umudjan also highlighted in the previous sections we had, that the university runs on online programs. I think the master's program,
yes,
right?
For the master program also, before the pandemic period, the master program was online, and even our, as you emphasized it, the midterm and final exams were online, and also our summer school programs will be online. The courses will be online for our students. So it will show that how our IT department was ready.
Perfect. I'm just going to ask the same to Prof, political scientist. Hojam, how was this, for dear viewers that don't know the meaning of Hojam, Hojam means professor. Prof, how has this shaped your life as a professor, and how has it affected, or in the good way, how has it been dealing with the pandemic and learning experience generally?
Unfortunately, during the pandemic period, we were also forced to close myself at home,
yes.
And
yeah, all of us.
I was compelled to take videos of lessons. However, when taking video, only teaching staff speaks and students cannot participate in the lesson. Therefore, few students continuously took part in my class in the beginning. However, after the midterm exam, Istanbul Gelişim University succeeded in establishing a virtual class. Therefore, students of our department came to be able to take part in discussions in my class, and in fact, in my class of introduction to political science in Turkish, some students continuously ask me about the terms of related to political science. Alhamdulillah. Therefore, student-centered class, which I wanted, was partially realized.
Mm-hmm. So I think we can just conclude like this pandemic period. As Professor Keisuke emphasized, at the first it was really difficult, yes. Even for all of us, not only for students, for yes, all of us, exactly. It was really difficult to stay at home. But this LMS system for our students, especially for our international students, because during this period they were somehow far from their family. When we conducted from face-to-face to online session, they went to their own countries, to their families, and they were joining their classes through their own country.
Exactly. I will just interject a little bit. I'm going to share my experience in 60 seconds. It's normal. I'm not a sociologist major, but I understand sociology. In sociology, there is what they call stratification in knowledge. At some point, you say some folks are laggards. They don't adopt technology or innovations on time. They wait to see what kind of magic is this. I remember when we went 3G in the world, most people did not use. But now the world is going 5G and everybody is eager to use. So it's normal initially, we all struggled with it. But the average summary or the big picture is that I think students now don't want to even come to the lessons. I remember some of my students are saying, Hojam, can we make extra lessons through the Google Meets?
Even they are asking, the next academic year will be online.
So it's like the world has changed, and the system we adopt at the Istanbul Gelişim University has also adapted to the changing times without compromise of the quality of the learning process, without jeopardizing the future of our current student and the prospective student. This is one guarantee we can give our student. Exactly, right, professors?
Yeah, and I want to add that while you are studying in Turkey, Turkey is one of the most effectively dealing with this problem in country in all over the world. So we didn't find any problem in finding food or water, exactly. Or electricity or anything. So it is a very good country to conduct your bachelor degree or your study or even your postgraduate degree in Turkey. It
especially
is really
the Istanbul Galician.
Especially Istanbul Galician, because it is really a strong country.
So this pandemic period shows that how important your department.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to push the professors one more time. Professor, I don't want to struggle with the name this time around, Keisuke. I'm going to ask one more time. If a prospective student decides to take on a program in your department, which you're a faculty member, I'm going to come back to you just a minute. Professor Ahmed, if I decide to take up a program in electrical and electronics engineering, students are probably thinking, is there any sort of major or minor programs? Can I take up 2 diplomas or 2 degrees at the same time, or what we call double major? Do you have such provisions in your department?
So let's speak about the whole university. Okay. Yes, in Istanbul Gelişim you can have double majors. One major diploma and the other one is minor diploma.
Exactly.
But especially in engineering you can't conduct something like this. You can't be an electrical engineer and mechanical engineer in the same time. But you can have a double diploma or double certificate in engineering and other something like management, which will be perfect for you when you are applying for a job and you have a major degree in engineering and minor degree in management. It will be a very good opportunity for you, and it's what I can say, it is something like assist for your CV to be accepted in internationally
in today's world, right?
In international companies. So you can have a double degree, but not in engineering.
So as far as I know about the double major and minor major departments, the programs for students who want to do a double major, it's free of charge, right? Or even
free of charge, but they have to be a clever student. So he have to have something like 2.7 from 4 from his all over ratio of the marks he
cumulative grade average.
Yeah.
So in 5 years, the student will get 2 diplomas instead of 1.
2 diplomas.
What an awesome experience!
And it is free.
That's great. So from Professor Keisuke, I would like to ask a question like this, because Professor Keisuke, you're from Japan and you came to Turkey. It's almost you are living in here for 7 years. You know how being an international student or a foreign professor in Turkey, you know better. Therefore, I would like to ask the question like this. As İstanbul Gelişim University, so after I choose İstanbul Gelişim University, will be there opportunity to go and study abroad? For example, as far as I know, there are Erasmus programs and other bilateral programs. Can you please give some information about this?
As the name of our department shows, we enthusiastically support and encourage students to study abroad, because through studying abroad, students can learn foreign different cultures and develop the ability of foreign languages. And our students can study abroad and take part in internship through Erasmus and Erasmus Plus, respectively. Students can benefit from these programs for 1 semester and 1 year.
So it's after the first year of their education in our university.
After
right?
second term.
Yeah, after second term.
And as for application for Erasmus program, application dates are announced by the Erasmus office of our university, and students have to apply for it through OBIS program in internet.
Yeah.
And in order to apply for them, students have to have minimum 2 GPA for undergraduate program.
Out of 4.
And 2 and 5 GPA for master's program, and 3 out of 4 for PhD program.
So, Professor, you mean that our students, it doesn't matter if they are studying bachelor degree, master degree, or PhD, they have an opportunity to go and study abroad with the Erasmus exchange program. And also for the Erasmus exchange program, Professor, as far as I know, they are not going to pay any extra fee for the university in which they go to European countries. Yeah. And moreover, they will get scholarship from the Erasmus fund. It's different, of course, country by country, but the average is 500 to 600 euro per month. And also we have bilateral agreements with, beside the Erasmus program, we have bilateral agreement with the other universities, such as the universities in USA, Canada, and Japan. Even we have an agreement with a Japanese university.
In fact, one of students were studied in my class of international organizations in English. She was from one of Arab states and came to our university in the framework of bilateral agreements between universities.
So it's actually a great opportunity for our international students, or even for our Turkish students who are going to choose your departments, because let me just conclude this question like this. So the students can come to our university by paying, as you know, the tuition fee for our university is really different than other universities in USA, Canada, and European countries. And they can have a right to come here and to start their education in here and to go to other countries to continue their educations.
Yeah, and I want to add that it is a really good percentage of a student can do something like this, because I think we have more than 200 students benefit from Erasmus. Yeah, so it is a very good percentage.
Will it be, actually right now I'm thinking soundly, will it be somehow beneficial for our students who are doing exchange program for their CV, future career?
Yeah, it's mean you have, so sometimes you will be asked, did you visit another country, or did you engage with another culture? So it's written in your CV. You have studied here in Turkey and you studied in other country in Europe. So it's very good to be added in your CV.
Okay, dear viewers, just hang up with us. I want to ask Professor Ahmed one more time. I usually make this joke and I say, this is the $1 million question the student wants to ask you guys. Now I'm in the position of the student. If I undertake a program in Faculty of Engineering, Istanbul Gelişim University, if I take successfully, I graduate from the university, what is the prospect for me as a student? What is the chances I have? What are my possibilities? What prospect do I have in the real world, in the outside world, given the strong curriculum you told our student, which we have as a university? That's not in any sense exaggerating, in real sense. What is the prospect if I undertake? Can I start up something private? What's my fit? What's my prospect?
So, as I told you, to be an electrical and electronic engineering, it is a broad field to work. So I don't think I know any graduate student from engineering at all. He didn't find a job, especially
so
for
all of them are employed, you mean?
Yeah, especially for electrical and electronic engineering, because we can work in many fields. You can find electronics in every aspect of our life. So if I start to count now, I wouldn't finish. So look at your car now. It's equipped with electronics. Look at your mobile phone. It's all about electronics. Look about your home appliance, elevator, electric cars.
Even the current live stream, right?
The current live stream. It's depend on the camera and the mics and the computers and the communication and the network devices. So all of this depend on electrical and electronic engineering. So when you are graduated from our department, inshallah, you will have a very, very good opportunity to have a respected job with the top paid annual. So I think it is something around 94,000 US dollars for electrical and electronic engineering in USA per year.
Oh.
So it is, I think it is the second level of engineering in USA for electrical and electronic engineering. I searched for this information.
Yesterday we discussed, and you said
I will search for something like this. So I really find it. I didn't know the exact numbers, but it is really something interesting to find. You will get a respected job with respected payment, and to be
Graduate.
so employee, to be an employee for international company, you need to be a talented engineer. And we here in Istanbul Gelişim preparing talented engineers. That is our job here in the university.
Professor Keisuke, the same question goes to you. If I understudy as a political scientist, I successfully graduate. The students are wondering, Hojam, what can I do after graduation? What will be my fate? Maybe they don't want to be Hojam like you. What can they do?
As I explained before, in our department, students study not only disciplines of political science and international relations, but also economy, communication among people, sociology, anthropology, economy, and so on. Therefore, when choosing jobs, there are much more alternatives than that of other departments. In fact, many of graduates from our departments are working in NGOs, state institutions, academic institutions, legal offices, banks, foreign trade companies, and so on. That is to say, much more alternatives exist when choosing jobs.
Thank you, Professor. So I will continue the question with the. It will be somehow related to the previous question. So you gave information about the future of students who graduate from electrical and electronics. So where they can find a job, and as you emphasized it, that they can find a job everywhere. So they will not be unemployed. So there will be some of our students in which they want to be like you. For example, they will decide to be an academician. So can you please give some important information about the academician part as well for the future of our students?
So to be an academician, you have to fulfill your master degree and PhD degree. So here we offer these degrees in Istanbul Gelişim with world-class teaching and education. So let me say, why you want to be a lecturer or engage in the academic world, you want to search for a specialty which is needed all over the world. So when we speak about all over the world, let's speak about the immigration countries like Canada, Australia. They have a shortage list with specialties they need. You will find lecturers in electrical and electronic engineering is one of the most needed jobs all over the world. So I think it is not only needed, but you can fulfill it. And we help students a lot, especially in master. And if you are intelligent enough, you can find a scholarship with PhD with your professor in a project with Tobitak, and you
For
maybe
academic research.
for
right?
academic research, and you may be paid for your PhD study. Not only getting the PhD, you may be paid for PhD study.
Wow. While during studying PhD, you
During
will pay.
PhD, yes, you are engaged in some project with your professor in under Tobitak umbrella. You will be paid, and it is, I think, it is a very good salary. I think it is something like 4,000 Turkish lira or more.
No, that's really great.
Really great salary here, and this project can be extended to more than 3 years. So when you are finishing, while you are finishing your PhD, you are get paid, but you have to be intelligent enough to engage something like this.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course. So thank you so much, Professor Ahmed. I will ask the same question from Professor Keisuke.
After you graduated from undergraduate program, you can continue your career in academic fields with master's and PhD degrees. In fact, some of my students were registered to our university's master's program after they graduated from its undergraduate.
We have
program.
also your department for our master for the master degree we have your program, and for PhD as well we have your program, right?
Yes.
In our university.
Yes. In fact, many universities need academicians who graduated from the relevant fields such as political sociology, international law, various area studies, international securities, and so on.
Okay, thank you so much, dear respected professors, for your valuable insight thus far. Dear viewers, we are almost winding up. Just before we leave, we want to also ask one of these final questions to our esteemed professors. Professor Ahmed, you made so much promise and you gave so much motivation. I feel like I should go back to take a degree in electronics and electrical engineering.
You are welcome.
So in a nutshell, there is a future for graduates of, can you say in 1 minute thereabouts, so there is a future.
Yeah, and I can speak about, okay, there is a lot of articles speaking about the future of jobs, and the map of employment will be changed in the near future. You will find something like driver. We can't find driver anymore because there is autonomous cars. We can find robots everywhere. You can find cash machines for bank. You don't need to deal with a cashier.
Is the future.
Even in the supermarkets now, you don't need a cashier. You have self-checkout machines. Even here in Turkey, I found in Migros. So, okay, you say, oh, what I will be doing? Okay, so all these machines. So let's
I hope
think
that
a while.
people will not be unemployed after
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but let's think a while. All these machines are electronics. So who will design, who will maintain, improve, and make a new models for this and maintenance for these machines? Electrical and electronic engineers. So we are in the top of the list for the future employment.
Thank you so much for your valuable time. Professor Keisuke, just in one word, there is a future for a political scientist, a graduate of political science. Can you give one more assurance in your closing words? There is a future for a graduate from your faculty or from your department precisely.
Of course, today all occupations in our society have already had ties with abroad, and the development of world politics certainly affects them. Therefore, your ability of analyzing international relations will be wanted by all employers. Besides, because you need to learn disciplines of various sciences such as economy, psychology, sociology, and so on, as well as political science and international relations, you can begin to work in various places such as state institutions, banks, foreign trade bureaus or companies, NGOs, and so on. And I recommend you that you should specialize certain topics such as certain regions rather than studying all topics. Especially the importance of area studies is increasing, and society needs not those knowing everything but however not knowing anything well, but those knowing certain region very deeply.
Great proverb.
Our university is very appropriate for area studies, and as the name of our department shows, our department is really internationalized department because there are many foreign students and foreign teaching staff like me.
Thank you so much.
As you stated, we have...
And during studying in our department, students can absolutely socialize themselves and develop ability of communication with people.
Thank you so much, professors. As you already stated, we have a really good number of international students. Currently, we have more than 2,300 international students and more than 90 foreign professors. So it shows how our university focusing on the internationalization policy. And thank you so much, because we do not have time, unfortunately. In here we have to close our speech, and thank you for your valuable information, dear professors. I would like to switch the speech to Professor Victor.
Dear viewers, thank you for staying with us one more time. Big thanks to our Professor Ahmed, Professor Keisuke. Thank you so much. Mutjan, thank you so much for joining us one more time. Further informations can be gotten from our official website, Istanbul Gelişim University.edu.tr. Further informations are there, or you can just take a walk to the university premises, where we have nice, warm faculty members to attend to your needs. We are going to end the section with a popular Turkish word that says Gelişim. Thank you so much.
Thank you.